Godzilla vs. the Hulk. An in-depth analysis of an epic confrontation. Throughout the annals of science fiction and comic book lore, few figures stand as towering icons of sheer power and indomitable will as Godzilla and the Hulk. Representing the zenith of might within their respective universes, these entities have captivated audiences for generations. Today, we embark on a comprehensive analysis of a hypothetical confrontation between these two legendary titans. Who would emerge victorious in a battle of such unprecedented scale and ferocity? Godzilla, the king of the monsters. Godzilla, known in Japanese as Gojira, first graced the silver screen in the 1954 film directed by Ishiro Honda. Conceived as an allegory for nuclear devastation in post-World War II Japan, Godzilla has transcended his origins to become a complex symbol addressing themes such as environmental degradation and humanity's technological hubris. Over nearly 7 decades, Godzilla has featured in over 30 films and numerous literary adaptations, cementing his status as a cultural icon of global significance. Central to Godzilla's arsenal is his atomic breath, a concentrated beam of radioactive energy capable of obliterating structures and adversaries alike. This beam is a manifestation of Godzilla's unique nuclear physiology, wherein he metabolizes radiation to generate destructive power. Scientific analyses within the narrative suggest that the temperature of this beam can exceed 500,000 degrees Celsius, sufficient to vaporize steel instantaneously and induce nuclear-level devastation. Godzilla's stature varies across different portrayals, generally ranging from 50 to 120 meters in height and weighing upwards of 90,000 metric tons. His immense mass confers tremendous physical strength, enabling feats such as toppling skyscrapers and overpowering similarly massive kaiju. The structural composition of his musculature, reinforced by radiation-hardened tissues, provides both formidable offensive capabilities and exceptional resilience. Exhibiting extraordinary durability, Godzilla's integumentary system can withstand assaults from conventional and advanced weaponry, including high-yield explosives and energy-based attacks. His regenerative capacity, often referred to as Regenerator G1, or the regeneration factor, allows for rapid cellular repair, reconstituting damaged tissues and organs. This regeneration is theorized to be facilitated by accelerated cellular mitosis, powered by his internal nuclear reactor-like physiology. An essential aspect of Godzilla's power is his ability to absorb and metabolize nuclear energy. This capacity not only replenishes his strength but can also augment his abilities to unprecedented levels. Instances such as the Burning Godzilla form illustrate scenarios where excessive absorption leads to a dramatic increase in power output, albeit with potential self-destructive consequences due to nuclear meltdown phenomena. Godzilla's storied history includes numerous feats of strength and resilience. Notably, his victories over King Ghidorah, a 3-headed extraterrestrial dragon with cosmic-level threat potential, and Destoroyah, a creature capable of inducing micro-oxygen-induced disintegration, highlight his adaptability and endurance against formidable adversaries. His survival of direct nuclear explosions, and subsequent absorption of their energy, underscore his unique relationship with radiation as both a source of sustenance and power. The Hulk, the strongest there is. Emerging from the pages of Marvel Comics in The Incredible Hulk, #1, 1962. The Hulk was created by the legendary duo Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Dr. Bruce Banner, a physicist of exceptional intellect, becomes the Hulk following exposure to gamma radiation during an experimental detonation. This transformation embodies the dichotomy of intellect versus primal instinct, exploring complex themes of identity, rage, and the boundaries of scientific exploration. Over the decades, the Hulk has been integral to numerous pivotal storylines, reflecting an evolution of character depth and power. The Hulk's defining characteristic is his potentially boundless strength, which amplifies proportionally with his emotional state, particularly anger. This strength augmentation is attributed to his gamma-irradiated cellular structure, capable of tapping into extradimensional energies, specifically the below place, as introduced in contemporary comic narratives. This connection facilitates exponential increases in strength, enabling the Hulk to accomplish feats such as preventing planetary collisions and fracturing space-time barriers. Possessing a tissue density and cellular composition far exceeding that of normal humans, the Hulk exhibits remarkable resistance to physical damage. He has withstood impacts from high-caliber projectiles, energy blasts from beings like Thor, and extreme environmental conditions ranging from the vacuum of space to the depths of the ocean. His resilience extends to thermal extremes, surviving both sub-zero temperatures and the intense heat of re-entry from orbit. The Hulk's advanced healing factor accelerates recovery from injuries that would be fatal to others. Cellular regeneration occurs at a rapid pace, allowing him to heal wounds, regenerate lost limbs, and recover from systemic damage swiftly. Instances in the comics depict the Hulk recovering from molecular disintegration, highlighting the robustness of his regenerative capabilities. This healing process is further expedited by heightened emotional states, particularly rage. Adaptability is another key facet of the Hulk's powers. His physiology can adjust to various environmental hazards, such as toxic atmospheres, high-pressure depths, and radiation-rich environments. This adaptability may involve physiological changes, like developing gills underwater or increasing his resistance to specific forms of attack. Such adjustments enhance his survivability across a multitude of hostile settings. The Hulk's extensive list of feats includes overpowering cosmic entities and surviving events of apocalyptic proportions. His defeat of Onslaught, a psionic entity combining the powers of Professor X and Magneto, when other heroes failed, underscores his unparalleled strength. Additionally, his Worldbreaker form demonstrated the ability to cause seismic disruptions across continents and withstand forces capable of shattering planets. Head-to-head comparison. Godzilla's colossal dimensions dwarf the Hulk's human-scale physique. With Godzilla standing approximately 120 meters tall and weighing around 100,000 metric tons, the disparity presents significant tactical considerations. The Hulk's height, generally around 2.4 meters, and mass of approximately 635 kilograms, position him at a substantial size disadvantage. Overcoming such a difference would require strategic application of his abilities to mitigate the impact of Godzilla's sheer mass. While Godzilla's strength is commensurate with his size, enabling him to exert force sufficient to manipulate objects of similar mass, the Hulk's strength dynamically escalates. Instances of the Hulk exerting force to hold tectonic plates or destroy celestial bodies suggest that his upper limits far exceed typical benchmarks. However, channeling such immense power against an opponent of Godzilla's scale would necessitate concentration of force beyond previously demonstrated levels. Godzilla's offensive repertoire includes the deployment of his atomic breath, delivering energy outputs comparable to high-yield thermonuclear devices. His physical attacks, such as tail strikes, leverage his considerable mass and momentum, generating kinetic energies capable of decimating large structures and adversaries. The nuclear pulse, a radial emission of energy from his body, serves as an area of effect attack against multiple or close-range opponents. The Hulk relies on profound physical strength to deliver devastating blows. His punches can generate seismic shockwaves, while his thunderclap technique produces concussive forces capable of neutralizing projectiles and extinguishing fires. His locomotive abilities, including leaping vast distances and accelerating to high velocities, enable him to strike from unpredictable angles and apply force multipliers in combat scenarios. Godzilla's defensive capabilities stem from his thick, radiation-hardened hide and regenerative abilities, rendering him resistant to a wide range of conventional and advanced weaponry. The Hulk's durability is characterized by his near invulnerability to physical harm and rapid healing factor. While both possess exceptional resilience, the effectiveness of their defenses may vary based on the nature of the attacks exchanged, with energy-based assaults potentially favoring Godzilla's resistance profile. Godzilla's mobility is constrained by his immense size, yet he exhibits surprising agility for a creature of his mass, capable of terrestrial speeds estimated at 40 km per hour and greater velocities in aquatic environments. In contrast, the Hulk's smaller size confers superior agility and speed, with ground speeds exceeding 300 km per hour and the ability to perform immense leaps covering several kilometers. This mobility advantage may allow the Hulk to evade attacks and reposition strategically during combat. Environmental factors. In an urban setting, the dense infrastructure would pose maneuverability challenges for Godzilla while potentially providing the Hulk with cover and tactical opportunities. The destruction of buildings could serve as both a hindrance and a weapon for either combatant. Collateral damage would be extensive, with the potential to destabilize the environment and introduce additional variables into the combat dynamics. In expansive terrains such as deserts or plains, Godzilla's movement would be unimpeded, enabling him to fully leverage his size and ranged capabilities. The Hulk would have limited environmental features to exploit but could utilize his speed and agility to close distances quickly. The open space reduces strategic options, emphasizing direct confrontation and the raw power of each combatant. Godzilla's proficiency in aquatic environments grants him a significant advantage underwater. Capable of swimming at speeds exceeding 50 knots and executing submerged attacks, Godzilla could dominate in this domain. The Hulk's adaptability allows for underwater operation to an extent, however, his effectiveness would be diminished due to limited mobility and the challenges of fighting in a medium that restricts movement and force application. The manipulation of environmental elements could influence the battle's outcome. Godzilla might induce seismic activity or utilize environmental radiation to his advantage. The Hulk could employ debris as improvised weapons or manipulate the terrain to create obstacles. Understanding and leveraging the environment would be crucial for both combatants to maximize their strengths and exploit their opponent's weaknesses. Strategic analysis. Godzilla's cognitive portrayal ranges from instinct-driven behavior to displays of strategic thinking and recognition of allies and enemies. His actions are often motivated by territorial defense or responses to perceived threats. The Hulk's intellect is variable, dependent on his emotional state and specific incarnation. Versions such as Professor Hulk or Doc Green retain Bruce Banner's intellectual acumen, potentially providing a strategic edge. The interplay between raw power and tactical planning could significantly impact the battle's dynamics. Godzilla's vulnerabilities are relatively rare but can include susceptibility to extreme cold, interference with his nuclear energy absorption, or energy overload scenarios leading to meltdown. The Hulk's primary vulnerabilities are psychological. Certain conditions or interventions might reverse his transformation or weaken his resolve. Exploiting these weaknesses would require specific strategies and might not be feasible in the heat of combat. Godzilla could utilize his superior range to inflict damage from a distance, employing his atomic breath to keep the Hulk at bay. Alternatively, radiation-based attacks could have unpredictable effects on the Hulk, potentially augmenting his strength due to his gamma-based physiology. The Hulk might focus on rapidly closing the distance, using his agility to evade ranged attacks and targeting sensitive areas such as Godzilla's eyes or joints to impair his opponent's capabilities. Expert opinions and theories. Direct canonical encounters between Godzilla and Marvel superheroes are limited. However, Marvel's publication of the Godzilla, King of the Monsters series, 1977 to 1979, featured interactions with entities such as S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers, providing a framework for hypothetical confrontations. While the Hulk did not directly engage Godzilla in these narratives, the depictions offer insights into how Godzilla might be integrated into the Marvel Universe's power dynamics. Discussions among enthusiasts often emphasize the Hulk's limitless strength versus Godzilla's overwhelming size and energy projection abilities. Debates frequently reference specific comic issues, film scenes, and official character statistics to support arguments. Polls and forum discussions reveal a divided opinion, with analytical approaches considering factors such as power scalability, durability thresholds, and the effects of radiation on the Hulk's physiology. Analyzing this confrontation through a scientific lens involves extrapolating the fictional physics presented in the source materials. Estimations of Godzilla's atomic breath energy output suggest yields in the petajoule range, aligning with high-yield nuclear detonations. The Hulk's force generation, based on feats such as halting a Chitauri Leviathan or destroying an asteroid, can be quantified in terms of kinetic energy and impact force. While real-world physics cannot fully accommodate the exaggerated abilities depicted, such analyses facilitate a comparative assessment of their respective power levels. Our exploration has examined the multifaceted abilities of Godzilla and the Hulk, evaluating their strengths, weaknesses, and the contextual factors influencing a potential battle. Godzilla's immense size, nuclear-powered abilities, and regenerative resilience contrast with the Hulk's limitless strength, rapid healing, and adaptability. Each possesses unique advantages that could counterbalance the other's strengths. Reaching a definitive conclusion remains challenging due to the variables involved. If the Hulk capitalizes on his escalating strength and strategic targeting, he may overcome Godzilla's formidable defenses. Conversely, Godzilla's destructive ranged attacks and overwhelming mass could neutralize the Hulk before his power peaks. Ultimately, the outcome is contingent upon the specific circumstances of the encounter and interpretations of each character's abilities within their respective narratives. We invite you to contribute your perspectives on this epic hypothetical confrontation. Who do you assert would prevail between Godzilla and the Hulk, and what factors influence your conclusion? Please share your insights in the comments section below. Let us engage in a thoughtful and respectful discussion on this captivating topic. If this analysis resonated with you, we encourage you to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of legendary figures and speculative battles. Stay informed about our upcoming content, where we delve further into the intricate worlds of science fiction and comic book lore. We extend our gratitude to you for joining us in this comprehensive examination of Godzilla vs. the Hulk. Special thanks to the creators, writers, and artists who have brought these iconic characters to life and enriched our imaginations. The analysis presented drew upon official films, comics, and esteemed databases to ensure factual accuracy and depth.